I really want to do something meaningful, but I'm not really sure what I want to do.
Are you sort of worried about, it sounds like you're torn between the choice. Have you changed cups?
Yes.
What the hell,
this is
man?
water.
He has two
This
cups
is
of
water.
coffee ready to go. Yuri's not messing around today. Jesus. All right.
Well, actually, I have another cup here, right here.
For God's sake.
And one more. Yes, that's. At the end of the day, I would have like 10 cups lying around on my table here.
Yeah, I do that all the time. It drives my wife crazy.
All right.
So yeah, I was going to ask. So it sounds like you're torn between following too closely in your grandfather's footsteps,
exactly, yeah.
and being like just a copy of him, or going your own way. But then at the same time, if you go your own way, you ignore your grandfather's wisdom, and if anything, you're sort of like
pretty much like that. Pretty much like that, yes. Yeah.
Tough choice.
Tough choice.
By the way, people listening are probably going absolutely crazy. We haven't said the name of the guy. Please, can you say your grandfather's name and some examples of some books that he wrote?
Leonid Pasenyuk is his name. He's originally from Ukraine. And well, just to name a few books that he wrote that I think people would be able to find on the internet. Люди Горы Неба. I think is one of the books available on online. And Иду по командорам, I think, is also one of those books available. By the way, it's well, he dedicated much of his work, the greater part of his works to the far east of Russia, and to Siberia, to Yakutia, to the northern parts, and there was one particular part of land which he felt close to gravitated to, called the Commander Islands. It's it's a little archipelago of like 4 islands.
So near Kamchatka.
Yes, yeah, near Kamchatka, just like about 400 kilometers off Kamchatka or something like that.
Yeah, and is it in the Bering Sea? Have I got that right?
Yes.
So you can see Alaska from them, right?
I'm not sure if you can, but yeah, it's pretty close. No, I don't think you can. You can see them from there. Yeah.
Why Kamchatka? Why was he so obsessed with that part of the country?
Well, he himself said that when he was a little kid, he watched the movie called, in Russian it was called Девушка с Камчатки, I think. And he just absolutely fell in love with the girl, with the setting, with the land that was portrayed there in the movie, and he knew. The one thing that actually struck me about him is that he always said that I say sad because he died 2 years ago. He always said that he knew exactly what he was going to be and where he would go, and he knew exactly that he was going to Kamchatka, and he did. When he got his first book and he got the money for it, he got the payment for the book. He spent the money to get to Kamchatka, right? And then he would he would be paid actually to go there and write books about it.
So he was writing in the Soviet time, yeah.
Yes, both in the Soviet time and the modern Russian time as well.
So how did that work? Like, if you were a writer under socialism, then how do you get like the profit from your book? Because obviously it was a planned economy, right? So it's not quite the same as I write a book. If it does well, I get loads of money. If it doesn't do well, I don't get money. So did he get like a sort of stipend from the Writers' Union, or like how did that work? Or maybe he didn't share it with you. I don't know.
He did. He actually got paid for it, and very generously at that. Writers were very well paid. Professional writers were very well paid in the USSR. Something that my father, my grandfather, complained about when after the dissolution of the Soviet Union, he was still a writer because that was he chose to stay true to his nature, to his calling, and to continue writing. But the only difference was that the kind of books he continued writing, they were not in demand anymore. People didn't read them anymore. So he just used his own money to publish them because, well, there was no other way around it. He could just he had to get his stuff out there, and which he did.
So it's literal samizdat.
Well, not really, because you paid the. I mean, the book was actually published by a publishing house, and then technically you could actually take it to a private store and agree to have it sold on but it was different under the Soviet Union, of course.
Yeah.
Because
by the way, there was an example of a nice word we were talking about earlier, how words switch their stress in English and Russian. So samizdat is how we say it in English. You can say that perfectly respectable word.
Samizdat.
Yeah.
Samizdat. Yeah. Yeah, but in the Soviet times it was different. He was pretty well paid. All writers were pretty well paid.
Very nice. Very nice.